Good morning, students.
Morning, sir.
How are you?
I am fine. Thank you. And you?
Fine, thank you. Today we shall discuss about English grammar. So, what is grammar? Grammar is to literature what tools are to woodwork brochure. Now, let's have some idea. A group of letters in certain order and a meaning is called a word. A group of words in certain order having a complete meaning is called a sentence. So, let's know what is a sentence and the parts of the sentence. A sentence is a group of words having a complete meaning. It is divided into two parts. One is a subject, another is a predicate. Subject in Odia karta, predicate in Odia videya. In English, the place before the verb is subject place and the place after the verb is object place. So the pattern is S plus V plus O. S stands for subject, V stands for verb, O stands for object. So we came to know that a sentence has two main parts. One is subject, another is predicate. Subject means what, karta, and predicate means videya. The head noun in the subject is noun and the head word. The head word in the subject is noun and the head word in the predicate is verb. Now let's move to the next page. So a sentence has two parts. I have told you, one is subject, that is karta, another is predicate, that is videya. Next, in English, the subject comes before the finite verb, or we can say the noun or the noun phrase that comes before the finite verb is a sentence. In a sentence is the subject. What did I say? In English, the subject comes before the finite verb, or we can say the noun or the noun phrase that comes before the finite verb is a sentence in the subject. Is the subject. Could you understand that is the subject? The rest of the sentence other than the subject is predicate. गोटे वाक्य इरेजर गोटे वाक्य दुईटी मुख्य अंश थाए. गोटे है सब्जेक्ट अन्यटी है प्रेडिकेट. सब्जेक्टर मुख्य पद है नाउन, प्रेडिकेटर मुख्य पद है भेर्ब. तेबे आमे सब्जेक्ट जानिबा केमिति? हाउ we will recognize subject in a sentence. जदि verb काल थिया verb वाक्य तो काल विहीन फिनाइट नॉन फाइनाइट काल युक्त फाइनाइट verb थाउची. तेबे आमे देखिबा फिनाइट verb पूर्वर जो नाउन किबा नाउन फ्रेज थाए साधारणतः से सब्जेक्ट हुए. The noun or noun phrase that comes just before the finite verb in a English sentence is called subject. Or if we ask the verb in the sentence by using who or what, the answer we get is called subject. आमे जदि इंग्रेजी वाक्यर क्रियाटी को हु किंबा व्हाट लगे प्रश्न कले उत्तर रे आमे जहाँ पाइबा ताकू सब्जेक्ट बा कर्ता କୁହାଯାଏ। Right? Now let's move. Here are some sentences we will. Do you know what shall we do here? Okay, just wait 1 minute. What did I say? 1 minute. So here is a sentence. Number 1 is Rama plays. Rama plays. First we have to identify subject. Verb is plays. ताकू लगे दियो. Use who plays. The answer will be. The answer is
Rama.
Rama. Rama not plays. Just Rama. Who plays?
Rama.
Rama. So Rama is the subject. We will divide the sentence into 2 parts. What is Rama? Rama, that is Rama plays. Rama plays. And I divided the sentence. Rama subject, plays predicate. Okay. Next sentence is she sings. The verb is sings. Let's use who with sing. Who sings?
See.
She. So she is what? Subject. And sings is
Verb.
predicate. That is predicate. If a subject is made up of one word, that may be noun or pronoun. But if the predicate is made up of one word, that is always a verb. Could understand? Okay. Now move to the next sentence. Our old neighbor has a dog. Here mark the verb has. Has is the verb in this sentence. So I have told you the noun or noun phrase that comes before the finite verb is the subject. So the words before the verb is, let's divide it. Is what? Subject and predicate. Subject is our old neighbor. Subject has a dog. Predicate. Here subject is made up 3 words and predicate is made up 3 words. Could understand? Next sentence is Ramachandra, the son of Dasharatha, ruled over Ajodhya for many years. Mark the verb. Verb is what? Ruled. Ruled is verb. We will divide the sentence into subject and predicate. We will draw a line here. We will divide it here. Right? Subject is Ramachandra, the son of Dasharatha. This is the subject. Ruled over Ajodhya for many years is the predicate. Right? Now let's move to the next sentence. It has been raining for the last 2 hours. Here verb is has finite verb, and we will divide the sentence before the verb. So let's divide it. Now what happened? It is subject and the rest of the sentence is predicate. Has been raining for the last 2 hours means it is predicate. So mark here 3 verbs are used. Has been raining. And you know raining is a non-finite verb because ing is used in every aspect of every tense. Sorry, in every tense. ing is used in present tense, past tense and also future tense. So it is no finite form. It is not a finite verb. Similarly, been is used in present tense. I have been, I had been, I shall have been. So it is used in present tense, past tense and future time. So it is also a non-finite. And has is present. So it is a finite verb. I have told you that noun or pronoun or the noun phrase that comes before the finite verb is subject, or if the answer we get when we ask the verb using who or what, that is the subject. Now let's move to next sentence. A little girl is walking along the road. So here mark the verb is Now let's divide here. A little girl is a subject, is walking along the road is a predicate. Next one is what? Next one is he can write well. So here can is the finite verb, write is non-finite. So here he is a subject, can write well is a predicate. So we came to know how to recognize subject and predicate in a sentence. Now let's move to the next point. What did I say? Now let's move to the next point. Okay. Yes. A subject contains one or more than one noun phrase. Sometimes there is also pronoun. In a noun phrase, the head word is a noun and it generally comes at the end of the noun phrase. So we came to know that a noun phrase may be one worded or more than one worded. Could understand? If a noun phrase is made up more than one word and a preposition is not used, the head word comes at the end of the noun phrase. Noun phrase टा गोटे पद किंबा दुईटा पदरे होई पारे. जदि एक पदी होता से पदटा हेड नाउन, दैट इज द हेड नाउन. इफ the subject is made up of one word, that word is the head word in the noun phrase. If it is made up more than one word and no preposition is used, the word that comes at the end of the noun phrase is called head word. If preposition is used, the head word, the first word in the noun phrase is called the head word. Now let's have some example. He is my friend. The subject is he. It is made of one word and it is the head word. He is the head word. One of my friend. One of my friend. Yes, this is one of my friend. This is the noun phrase made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 words. Preposition of is used. So the head word is the first word. Right? First word, because preposition is used. So the verb will agree with the first word in this case. Now let's have another example. His two sisters. His two sisters. This is a noun phrase. There is no use of preposition. So the last word is the head word and the verb will agree with it. Okay. Next. So a subject contains one or more than one noun phrase. A subject contains one or more than one noun phrase. In a noun phrase, one phrase or one more than one noun phrase. So in a noun phrase, the head word is noun and it generally comes at the end of the noun phrase. If any preposition is not used. If a preposition is used, in most cases, the head word comes at the beginning of the sentence, at the beginning of the noun phrase. At the beginning of the noun phrase. That is not a sentence. And the subject and verb agreement is done accordingly. Okay. Now let's move to the next discussion point. Yes. Let's have some idea of parts of speech. In English, we use a lot of words. Lot of means we can't count them. They are uncountable, unlimited. Some crores and crores and crores and crores words. But they are categorized under the words may be many, but their category is just 8. They are categorized under 8 heads, and they are noun, that is in Oriya karta, pronoun sarvanama, adjective visheshana, verb kriya, adverb kriya visheshana, preposition vibhakti avaya, conjunction संयोजक पद, interjection आवेग प्रकाशक पद. Could understand? Whatever the word numbers may be unlimited, infinite, uncountable, and so many words are there in English literature. Whatever the literature may be, words are uncountable. Innumerable words are used. Still, they are categorized under just 8 heads. And what are they? Noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. Now let's discuss noun. So what is noun? Noun is a naming word. Maybe name of a person, naming a person, or an object, or a material, or a quality, or a feeling. That would be naming a person, an object, a material, or a quality, or a feeling. It is primarily a thing. Noun means thing. Noun means thing. The things around us are called nouns in grammar. What we see are called things, and things are called noun in grammar. That's all. So, for our easy understanding, nouns means things. Whatever it means, living or non-living things, whatever it may be. But thing means noun. Okay. Things are generally called nouns in English grammar. Nouns are of two types. One is countable, another is uncountable. The things or the nouns which can be counted are called countables, and the things or the nouns which cannot be counted are called uncountables. Right? Nouns. And but as per people, place and time, a noun can be countable or uncountable. For example, you are having your meal, you saw a hair in your rice plate. In that case, hair is countable, but the hair on our head is uncountable. Could understand? As per situation, as per place, as per person, a countable can be uncountable and uncountable can be countable. For example, you are having a egg omelette. You are having a egg omelette. Some of the omelette stuck on your mouth, on your lip. In that case, that egg is uncountable. Egg is countable, but in that case, the part of the omelette, egg omelette, stuck on your lip is uncountable. So I told you, as per the place, people, time, a countable noun can be uncountable and uncountable can be countable as per the situation. With the use of determinants, nouns become noun phrases. We have already noun phrases in khanda vakya. You can say khanda vakya, vakya khanda, vakyansa. So all are correct. So noun phrase becomes when determinants are used with nouns, they become noun phrase. Next, noun. Noun are of 5 types. One is proper noun, that is Vyaktivachaka, Rama, Sama, Dama. These are proper noun because these naming words, proper names. Similarly, common nouns जातिवाचक the tiger, the elephant, the animals, the birds. That means it refers to a particular race or a clan or a species. So it is called common noun, जातिवाचक. Similarly, collective noun, the samashtivachaka, that is team and also army. These are collective nouns. It is made of some persons. Next, concrete and material noun. Concrete vastuvaचक or मूर्तिवाचक. Concrete or material which can be seen and touched. Which can be seen and touched. आमे जोड़ा देखी पाचो छुई पाचो that are concrete or material noun. There are other nouns that they are called abstract nouns. They are called amruta, guna, kriyavachaka. The nouns we cannot see, we cannot touch, only we can feel are called abstract nouns. So there are 5 types of nouns. One is proper noun, common noun, collective noun, concrete or material noun. Okay, next noun. Noun, gender. Gender means linga. There are 4 genders in English. One masculine, pullinga, feminine, strilinga, neuter, klibalinga, common, ubhalinga. Right? Similarly, noun, number. Number means bachana, countable, uncountable, singular, plural. Right? So, countable गणना योग्य अनकाउंटेबल गणना अयोग्य सिंगुलर गणना अयोग्य सिंगुलर एकवचन प्लुराल बहुवचन एंड पर्सन फर्स्ट पर्सन सेकंड पर्सन थर्ड पर्सन आई वी फर्स्ट पर्सन यू सेकंड पर्सन एंड द अदर्स आर थर्ड पर्सन व्यक्ति पुरुष दैट इज पुरुष यस. Next, move to the part. The words that are used in place of nouns are called pronouns. Pronouns means sarvanama. The words that are used in place of nouns are called pronouns. We use he in place of Rama. We use she in place of Sita. We use it in place of dog. So he, she, it are called pronouns or in Oriya sarvanama. In Oriya they are called sarvanama. Nouns are of different kinds or types. Yes, pronouns are different kinds. I told nouns. Yes, pronoun sarvanama, singular, ekavachana, plural, bahuvachana, subjective, katrukar. These are used in a subject place. So they are called subjective. I, mu, you, tumi, he, se, purusha, she, stri, it, yeah. He means se, she means se. But he is used for purusha and she used for stri, right? So bahuvachana, that is plural. We, ambe mane, you, they, se gudiko, and similarly they. So these words are used in a subject place. So they are called subjective pronoun and are called katru karaka. Next, pronoun. Singular, plural, objective pronouns. These words are used in a object place in a sentence. They are me, mate, you, him, her, yes, it, eaku, them, bahuvachana, that is bahuvachana. So aj, you, them, that's next pronoun is possessive pronoun, that is adhikarana. Ama adhikar ra lagibo. In English we use up ramo, ramos, up damo, damos, right? So they are called possessive because that belongs to same person. So what belongs to me is called my.
मोरो
What belongs to you belong what belongs to you is called your. What belongs to he is called his. Like this. So here it. Similarly, our, your, their, these are called possessive pronouns. Right? Adhikaran karaka, that is adhikaran karaka. Next, question pronouns. Sometimes you use WH words to get answer. Right? So with the use of WH words, we replace other words, so they are called question pronouns. So what are the question pronouns? They are who, which, what, when, how, where, and why. That is why. Wrongly written why and whom. Who means kiye, which means keunti, what means kona, when means ketebele, how, kemiti, where, keutare, why, kahinki, whom, kaku. So these are called question pronouns. With the help of these words, we put different questions. Next, relative pronouns. Relative pronouns সম্বন্ধ সূচক সর্বনাম. In English there are 4 relative pronouns and also another is possessive, that is whose. So first one is who. Who means kiye, but when it is relative pronoun it is meaning is je. Similarly whom, its meaning is kahaku, but when it is used as a relative pronoun it is called, its meaning is jahaku. Next which, it is also its meaning is keuta, but when used as a relative pronoun its meaning is what, jeuta. That je, whose means kahara, but as a relative pronoun its meaning is jahara. Okay. Next, WH words. WH words has 2 meanings. When used question pronoun, these are the meanings. When used subordinators or joiners, their meaning is like this. So let's have question pronoun meaning. Who, kiye, whom, kahaku, which, keuta, what, kona, where, keutare, when, ketebele, why, kahinki, how, kipari, whose. Similarly, subordinator or joiner. Who, je, whom,
jahaku,
which,
जेउंटी
what,
जहा
where,
जेउठारे
when,
ଯେତେବେଳେ
why,
ଯେଉଁଥିପାଇଁ
how,
जेपरी
whose.
जहार
Right. Okay. We will have the idea of self pronoun. They are also called as reflexive pronoun. So self pronouns are singular and these plural. Singular, I, myself, you,
yourself,
he,
himself
she,
herself
it.
itself,
Similarly plural, we, ourselves, you, yourselves, they are themselves. Right. Next, self pronouns are of 2 types as per their place value. We came to know the self pronouns. There are up 2 types as per their place value. So they are reflexive. When used just before the noun of noun, it qualifies, modifies or describes. And empathetic when qualify, modify or describe it, this is qualifies. When qualifies, then when modifies, when it describes a subjective noun staying in a predicate part. Mark the sentence, I myself can do it. Myself is with just after I, so it is empathetic pronoun. This is a empathetic pronoun. It is wrongly written, reflexive, it is wrong. To understand, what did I say? What did I say? Wait. This is wrong. Yes, 1 minute. What did I say? 1 minute. So this is wrong. Right? This is empathetic. What did I say? Empathetic. Just 1 minute. Empathetic. Hello? Okay, done. If the self pronoun comes just after the noun it refers, is called empathetic. If the self pronoun comes refers to noun staying in predicate part, it is in predicate part, I can do it myself. Predicate is can do it myself in this part and refers to subject, so it is reflexive. It is called what? Reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronoun. Could you understand? Similarly, so we came to know different types of pronouns or nouns, right? Today we discussed about subject, predicate, different types of pronouns and nouns. We will discuss about other grammar points in our next class. Till then, bye. Thank you.
It's okay.